The exhibition's called Trick of the Light. It's a show of artists who use the particularities of the photographic medium to trick or deceive the viewer, or just to make the viewer look twice and reassess what they're being presented with. Mm-hmm. And it kind of plays with this idea that despite all the advances in digital technology and hoax photographs and all of that kind of thing, that there's still a basic association that people have when they look at a photograph with this idea of it representing something that's real or something that's true in some way. Mm-hmm. So it's a selection of artists who exploit that in different ways. A photographer called Tom Bridge, and he is interested in the way that photography, and particularly black and white photography, is a form of abstraction. And what he's done is he's taken this photograph at night, but actually because of the way that he's manipulated the photographic process, the development process, all of that kind of thing, it's actually very difficult to sort of establish that. But when you look at the photograph, you do get a very, very strange sense of the light and shadow, and it really makes you sort of question what's going on, because the light has a very particular flat quality because of the way that the whole image has been constructed and the photograph taken. This is an artist called Renhui Zhao, who operates under the organisational pseudonym, as it were, of the Institute of Critical Zoology. It's kind of like a superfiction. It's an organisation, a fictional organisation that he's set up and has run a number of projects and produced a number of publications and a number of different exhibits, all of which relate to the natural world or ecology or ecological issues. The project that's exhibited in Trick of the Light is an exhibition, the premise of which is that there are stick insects and leaf insects that disguise themselves as foliage and camouflage. And the idea is that there are a group of breeders who breed stick insects to make them as invisible and as well camouflaged as possible. And what he's presented is a selection of competition winners of the best breeders who've bred the most convincing invisible stick insects. So it really reminded me of, when you go to the zoo and you're looking at, you're going around the insect house or the reptile house or whatever, and you're desperately peering into like a vivarium, trying to sort of find something, and you're not sure whether there's something there or not. That's basically what's sort of happening here. So the digitally manipulated photographs, but as to whether you can see spot the stick insect in them or not, that remains to be seen. I've been staring at them for ages, but still haven't been able to. So so there's this series of photographs and also an accompanying publication which goes into greater detail, but there's an extraordinary fiction constructed around the whole idea, and he really sort of goes to town with it. Nadej Meriot, which is entitled Au Centre de la Terre. Basically, she's constructed a convincing subterranean landscape, but actually has done it using bread. So there's this element of trickery where you think you're looking at one thing, but actually the truth of it is that you're looking at a very different material and a very different subject. But she's done a large series of these works and other works using fruit and other similar kind of materials and objects to really sort of throw the viewer so they're not sure what they're looking at. Exhibition runs right the way through to the 31st of July. There's a special late night opening. There's also an artist in conversation with myself and members of the public on Saturday the 30th of July, which runs from 3 to 5, and it's very informal. It's just the artist talking about their work, exploring the ideas relating to their practice that go beyond what this show touches on. So it's an opportunity to hear more about what the artists do, but they're very fun and informal, so I'd encourage people to come. And a massive thank you to our sponsors. The exhibition is sponsored by Beck's Fusions.